Hello, today we're painting flowers. This painting made by French painter Séraphine Louis. I've chosen this painting, Spring is Starting, the Flowers. This painting is made on a dark blue background. I have pre-colored my white paper with a light blue. And in the process, we're gonna see, we might darken it a bit or leave it this way. We'll see it in the process. But it's not the most important part. The more interesting is to create this kind of fluffy leaves, flowers. We're also gonna use the cotton earbuds, remembering a little bit the childhood. And let's see, I'm also curious how it's gonna work out. So first we take our pencil and we try to do the composition of all these interesting leaves. Here I can spot that still there is like the middle part and also the area where mainly the leaves are growing. So I would like to keep this idea. But of course, I'm not gonna do all the leaves. We see which ones we like. Yeah. So this one is just starting more freely and sketching the leaves. So what can I do? I can do maybe like the long middle part, and then I can do the shape of the leaf, the one that is before the fluffy one. Yeah, so then the fluffy one, I do straight with the brush. It's gonna look much more nicer and cleaner. And now basically just the main flowers. Séraphine Louis, she is such a called outsider artist. And what outsider artist means? It means a self-taught artist. Means she wasn't going to the art academy learning or pursuing her career as an artist. She was actually a lady, like a house cleaner lady, that she would work, taking care of the house. She was also very religious, and religion and like the stained glasses in churches would also inspire her art to make it like colorful. And then one day, the owner of the house, so her employer, would notice one painting of her that was the apples, and he was impressed because he didn't know that she's doing art. And then he started helping. He started to promote, and he even gave her like bigger canvases, and she started making paintings in a bigger scale. But mainly her art is connected with nature, so leaves, flowers, apples, and we can also even recall the style. So if you Google Séraphine Louis, and you can scroll and see the type of painting she had. It's okay. I'm doing here a pencil sketch. I apologize if it's not really clearly seen through the camera. You do it also your way. So this is kind of the help. But you see how big is your page. So composition. Composition is always the important part. And so play around here how you want. Maybe also one leaf is interfering with the other. Maybe you can put also that some leaves are going outside the painting. So here we can see that all leaves are ending within the painting, but we can also use the other trick when we leave unfinished leaves. Okay, here is one. I want to turn a bit. Yeah. So let's say I've started a bit following her pattern, but then as I proceed, then I already follow more my page and the feeling of how I want to create my leaf. Also important, don't forget to make a different size of leaves. This is what happens, that our brains are for our brains, it's comfortable to do things in the same size and in the same pattern. And so if you don't think about it, this is what's gonna happen. So this is something that we also kind of, I just on purpose tell myself, okay, now change the difference. These leaves are to the same, and so on. So so we're painting today with acrylic paints. You can also use gouache, which is also one of my favorite mediums. Also, you can think about leaving empty spaces. Emptiness is also part of the painting, so you can also control your composition with them. Yeah, but then in a balanced way, let's say. So if this corner looked a bit too full, I can't leave this one too empty. Maybe it's gonna create a bit disbalance. But again, it's all about how you want it to. Okay, I've sketched more or less. In the process, I'm gonna also correct a bit, but let's start. So, as usually, I advise to start with the lighter tones and then proceed to the darker ones. So my plan would be, so I would put white paint straight away. I can put a bigger pile, and let's say I'm gonna start with the inside parts of the leaves. It's also gonna help me to do to see the general shape. I'm gonna use what I'm thinking. So I have put some ochre. I can also put a classical yellow, but it depends how bright you want to do it. Maybe this classical, like brighter yellow is good for already like second layer stripes. Yeah. But let's make it different. Let's make it so a light ochre, so this kind of neutral tone, and I think also orange or pink would be good. Yeah. Here I'm gonna put a bit of pink as well. And let's see, here I have the Naples yellow. Let's play with this one as well. Yeah. And remember, it's also about big brush, how much water you use. So if you use more water, and then of course you have less paint, it's more diluted. And or you use less water, so you have more paint and then it covers. Yeah. So acrylic paints, they are flexible and you can use them both as watercolors or as oil paints. Okay, then just let's put first layers and see how it looks. So let's say just covering our first leaves. Now you can cover the whole leaf. You can also leave this middle part. Maybe I'll be leaving it just a little bit, so just to have the feeling. And yeah, I'm just gonna play around which leaves I wanna. Yeah, feel free to put a thicker layer. Since I have blue here, then of course it requires like to have it lighter. Requires to have a. Okay, I'm gonna play a bit with pink as well. Yeah, so basically all colors that are already, like this pink is priorly already mixed with white. It can be also white as the base, like in those some leaves there. Some yellow as well. Yeah, so playing around, basically, we're choosing one tone, but and you see, I'm not worried making the leaf perfect. I can make it straight away fluffy. And here I can also change a bit how big it is. So if I feel my leaves are becoming like maybe to the same size, I can on purpose make some of them bigger. I would say this is one of the like common techniques to work when you first think about the base layer you're putting. Then of course you're sitting on top the other the colors that are darker. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should go with orange. So orange is actually good for those longer ones. So a bit create a bit this difference because they are brighter. So you see, I've put straight orange, doesn't look that clean. So I will do here, I will put first the white and then I'm gonna put the orange on top. Yeah? So preparing the background as I did it here, as its pros and contras. So pro is nice because I already have like base color and maybe I don't need to color it all so I can easier to play around. But There are also dark red ones. Maybe it's a bit too late already for them. Maybe, okay, I'm gonna put. Yeah, nice color. Yeah, so also feel free to change as you go colors if you find someone's like here I have it mixed ochre with reddish and look, such an impressive color. It would be good also for the, let's say, outlines. Awesome. Right. It's also, if you have like a one color on your brush, it doesn't mean you need to finish first all the leaves and then go for others. So if you feel you have the color you need for some area. And it's again, it's the way each artist prefers to work. So I like it the way a little bit in a like puzzle. So I go collecting the different sides. It works for me. For some people, maybe they prefer to concentrate on one specific area and then. What also is cool is mixing two colors. So you put two different colors on the brush. So here I have separately yellow and this reddish. And then you go putting and the kind of they're mixing on the painting itself. And you can get a cool strokes. Yes, so again, my aim is not to copy this painting. It's more just say inspiration, but of course, let's say a replica. So of course, all credits goes to the painter, Séraphine Louis. She lived in 19th century, well, between 19th and 20s. She was born 1864 and she died 1942. Yeah, so actually kind of a long life. And let's hope she would be happy we're using her art to practice. So of course, this is just practicing, using colors, tone, exploring maybe different techniques. Here, of course, is also good to check the color wheel. Yeah, so just to see which colors are matching better. So, adding a bit more pink and a bit of light purple. Yeah, so here is also mixing a bit like darker and lighter. So you can go with the white part inside or the dark part. Of course, it also can be changed in the process, and you can have, let's say, darker. You can go for darker. So like in some parts, if you see like there's maybe not enough contrast, you can use this technique. I think process is also correct. And you see, maybe you notice that I don't wash a lot my brush at the moment. So it's also because I'm using a lot of colors that are mixing kind of well in between. So I'm not using, let's say, orange and blue. Yeah, so the complementary colors, because when they're mixed, then they give a bit the darker, yeah, they give brownish effect. But if you mixing all those like yellowishes between the reds, yeah, and here also reds with violet, so they give just another tone, but they don't give the dark. So I kind of made the base for leaf colors, and now I'm also going to try to make them a bit more fluffy to avoid the emptinesses. Here I also have somewhere on, yeah, so filling out so that it's more or less all is, yeah, also definitely feel free to make them a bit more thicker, some parts. Yes, I find it here really nice, not washing the brush and using the half strokes of different colors. All righty. So it's all basically here pinkishy violet orange tones. Let's think, maybe I want to add a bit more darker insides first, and then we go for the fun with the air. But yeah, I also have this brush. Let's see, maybe I will use it for the endings. So let's go. So here I already have a dark purple, and I'm gonna put a bit of dark blue. And pretty much just creating those a bit darker inside parts. I like mixing purple and blue. Of course, blue is more strong, so you actually need less blue than purple, but yeah, so let's just kind of somewhere in, it's just to create this contrasty with yeah, we can later go on top with a bit lighter again, but to have a bit of the kind of the structure. So just where I have those emptinesses, I'm setting the dark blue, and I think it gives the nice contrast effect. Like here, when I go outside, I can make the paint a bit more watery, since I have this pre-colored blue level, so it also serves me a bit as the base. And like this, I can easier go from dark to light. Definitely use a bigger brush now. I think this painting, like this way in particular, it's good, let's say, when you have time, and it's good to spend a bit more time in it. So our painting session is like 1.5 hours, but like here you can, if you have time, you have it on your easel standing, and you can come and like improve it from time to time, because it's very detailed. And it's actually, I think those details, they look nice exactly when they're done more with the calm and not in the rush. And then it's actually also a very popular misconception that, of course, in all those painting sessions, we often kind of have our painting ready. And of course, the result is what the result can be in 1 hour. But of course, if you work by yourself at home, and it's normal, and it's good to spend several days, on painting, no rush. So, I mean, it's different, yeah. You can maybe, for some paintings, I think it's also good to have them quicker. But also not forgetting that not rushing and taking time is okay. I did more or less my dark blue background. Yeah, the dark blue it definitely looks nicer. Yeah, this light blue that I had. Okay, we can continue to earbuds. So already a bit more fun and already moving closer to, let's say, the completion. Yeah, paintings like this can be a very nice sketch. So let's say you make it prior, maybe if you want to make a big scale painting. And so let's think what colors we're going to be using for our earbuds. Definitely white is going to look good also, again, like white's going to look good on dark parts. And also dark. So again, we should play with dark and light. I'm going to put again a bit more red. Red is always effective. And let's say, yeah, so here it works nice putting red spots. So let's say we can put now and then white on top. Yeah, so I can put red here. And then once it's dry, I can put white on top. Nice. Somewhere we can use white straight ahead also. So it's also what I do when I'm not really clear what to do, like which color is next. Just go with the ones you are clear, yeah? So these reds and whites, again, I'm taking from Séraphine Louis painting, because this is, oh, this one works nice. The rest I'll be already exploring by myself. Nice, dotting is cool. I like it. So, and again, we can start dotting in some areas we are already sure about. So I'm sure I have here dark red, I can dark blue, and white's gonna look nice in it. Again, don't forget about different size. Yeah. With earbud, you can easily make smaller, bigger. So. Here also very light blue strokes. We're probably gonna come back to them as well. And dark blue. Okay, I'm gonna improve a little bit some strokes here. So I can take again a bit dark ones and somewhere do the dark part inside. Yeah. So this is why it's good to start just with light, because later if you change your mind, you can easily remove the white, the light ones, yeah. Mm. Okay, also not overdoing it, definitely. Mhm. Mhm. And then we play. So if I have a middle dark, then I put light on top. And I have light, I put dark on top, you know? So let's say here where I have light, I can definitely put, also let's try first with the light purple. Yes, light purple is not that contrasty. Let's go with the dark purple spots. Okay. And we can also do them, of course, on the lines, but also in between. Yeah, so in this kind of paintings, it's really good if you have time and you don't need to rush, and you can play around with the colors. Or you're the person who takes decisions quickly. Then it's also easy, because here it's all about like taking decision. Okay, this color, this. If you do it quickly, it's nice. Okay, let's take more earbuds. And I'm gonna get a lighter blue as well. But probably even not this, but the sky blue. Because I really like how there she has this light blue around the flowers, and I think it's gonna give us also a good touch. Let's try. Yeah, looks nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, and you don't have to do all at once. You do some parts, you change. Again, my style, I like jumping in between the areas. No. Yeah, and double dots definitely looks nice. Yeah, so this is something also you can plan. So here was the red bottom and then white on top. Again, if you see something missing, you go with the And the more you go with the thoughts, the more will they become, and I think it's easier and just kind of already play around also in between. I like it. I like how the painting is turning out. Yes, I'm already also doing some dots in between the flowers. Makes them a bit more, say, complete, not too empty. Yeah, and of course we can just generally define which colors they kind of look good together, like red dots with white on top, they look good. Yeah. And then again, this is something you can explore just by experimenting, like your taste, or you just already see the red examples. Here, try to make bigger dots. Maybe then I use another color on top. Looking good. I like it. Be brave, make flowers more fluffy. It's gonna only get better. You know, like not scared, but a bit also they will become a bit more overlapping one another. And I think it's only gonna give a better look. White, of course, is classical. It gives everywhere a nice. Yeah, and this is why we also choose acrylics for this. It's good to overlay paint. Nice. Let's see what time is it. Okay, almost 1 hour painting. I'd say not bad for like this improvisation sketch. So what I also noticed, she has signed her artwork here at the top, yeah, with S. Louis. And it reminds me a little bit as Van Gogh, he also was exploring different areas, yeah, so we all know his sunflowers, and then the signature is yeah, somewhere on the vase. So it's also like finding a cool spot where to sign. Okay, I think that actually we can remove the tape to see how it looks in a clean way. I haven't used the other brush. Actually, it feels wasn't necessary. No. So the last checkups would be to the contrast to see if some improvements. Then maybe here at the top, I feel I need maybe something reddish there. Nice. Well, let's call it a day today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. it was useful. Hope you have created your own interesting artwork. It's fun. Well, thank you and see you next time.